Let me start by appreciating every one of us that is in this place for having me here. I am Dr. Akpaso, and I stand on the existing protocol. My topic is on unlocking. No, please go back. Now, according to Bessel van der Kolk, the author of Our Body Keeps the Score, he said that the sources of our greatest suffering are the lies that we tell ourselves. And my topic is unlocking mental wellness through self-compassion. Now, the aim of this very brief presentation is to unveil how complex traumas contribute to these lies that we tell ourselves and the role that self-compassion plays in remedy. Go on, please. Go on. Every child that is born has an inclination to trust, to love openly, and to be authentic. Children have needs to be loved, to be cared for, to feel valued, to be safe, and to be secure. Now, when these needs are continuously not being met, they constitute what we call complex traumas. And I want us to take a look at two scenarios of two different children born in two different backgrounds. We have child A. His parents show him love. They give him attention. They are present in the real sense of the word, as in the parents are there physically, emotionally, and otherwise. They value him. They meet his needs, both physical needs, emotional needs, and basic needs. And they applaud his successes and encourage him to do better when he fails. Now, this child grows up feeling good about himself. He has a good self-esteem. He believes that he can conquer the world and face whatever challenges that the world throws at him. This child has a positive outlook to life. Now, let's take a look at child B. This child grows up in an abusive environment, abused physically, emotionally, and sometimes even sexually. He could be emotionally abandoned. The parents are there, but are not there for him emotionally. Parental neglect resulting in opportunities for molestations and other vices. This child's needs are hardly met. Sometimes he may have to lie. Sometimes he may have to be manipulated. Met. And then he comes up with the idea that maybe if I am perfect, my parents would be less dangerous. They'll be less toxic towards me. They could even be friendly. This child, often abused, he judges himself, criticizes himself, condemns himself for every little mistake that he makes. This child, even if he does something right, he is rarely, if at all, acknowledged or affirmed. What do we now think would happen to this child? He blames himself for all of these things. He tells that I must not be good enough. That is why daddy doesn't like me. I don't do anything right. I am a bad child. That is why mommy hates me or neglects me. Now, this child, as an adult, grows up believing that the world is negative. You see, these traumatic experiences play a critical role in the lies, those cognitive distortions that we have that negatively impact the ability of our minds to function in our best interest. Indeed, according to the same author, Bessel van der Kolk, in the same book, The Body Keeps the Score, he explained that complex traumas can actually disrupt the normal functioning of our brains, making individuals to operate at the level of the limbic brain, which is the emotional brain, rather than the cortex, which is our wise brains. This same child that grows up in this toxic environment is harshly critical towards himself. He believes everything negative about himself. He has problems with shame, poor self-esteem. He has issues with trust because the people that he looked up to betrayed him from the beginning. This child, he believes that his validation comes from externalities. People have to validate him, or even material possessions. He cannot be authentic. And then he comes up with these cognitive distortions, these lies that will not allow his mind to function properly. He's hard on himself. He feels ashamed. He does not have a sense of worth. He's full of fears. He's afraid that he could be abandoned again. He's afraid of making mistakes. And because of this, he is unable to put his creative abilities to work. He struggles with issues. This child does not believe in himself. What is the way forward? What is the remedy to all of this? Now, I want to tell us that the road to recovery is not a straight road. It's filled with a lot of question marks, a lot of junctions, and sometimes painful experiences. Because if this person decides, the therapist, of course, will want to go back and find out how it all started. And it brings back painful memories that are known as that, and sometimes relapses. And it makes it look like, the person is not going forward, because the relapses are that you're trying, you're thinking that progress, but at the same time, you relapse. And so it looks like you're taking one step forward and 5 steps backwards. The road to recovery. There are other tools as well, like mindfulness, having a support network. And then self-compassion is basically just one of the tools. So what is self-compassion? In its simplest definition, self-compassion just simply means being kind to oneself. It is me loving myself, forgiving myself the same way I would do to someone that, me giving love and compassion to myself that should have been given to me by my parents or by my caregivers, which were not given to me. As a skill, self-compassion takes hard work, just like every other skill. Self-compassion is a deliberate choice to change the narrative towards our pain. According to its work, his book, TEDxUniversity, From Surviving to Thriving, self-compassion is said to be the keystone for recovery. It is aimed at making our minds more user-friendly. Destructive thoughts and thinking patterns that distort our normal mental well-being. Self-compassion is deliberately moving ourselves from the toxic mindset and environment created by our past traumas to create a of understanding, of love, of kindness, and empathy towards us. It is a deliberate choice for us to love and accept ourselves. You see, people can place whatever labels they want to place on us. They can believe different kinds of things about us. But the labels we place on ourselves, the things that we tell ourselves consistently, and those things that we believe about ourselves, these are the things that create the force and the energy that determines our outcomes in life. And I want to end this brief talk by telling us that we need to arise and embrace the messy and the beautiful journey of who we are and who we are meant to be. Thank you.